Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, glory and honors unto Yahawah, Sham Yahawashi, Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Yahawah from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edifying video. And I just want to say that not all Israelites are prophets. All right? Not all Israelites are prophets. Not all believing Israelites that has a camp, school, or church that are leaders are prophets. Not every Israelite that follows an Israelite group is a prophet. The prophets are a very specific group of Israelites. Just like in the ancient world, all Israelites weren't prophets. Today, not all Israelites are prophets. And so this came up on my feed, a lot of, because we are in the Israelite community, so there are times when different videos of different Israelite groups or maybe pertaining to a different or a certain topic, certain things will come up on your feed. And so this video had came up of this guy teaching here, Prophecy Ministries. And it's a good thing that he knows he's an Israelite. And he's actually one of the believers. He's a believer that said that he'd rather teach than just be a sideline couch potato Israelite, a cheerleading Israelite. But not all Israelites are prophets. Okay? Now that is the gift that we covet after, a spiritual gift that we covet after is to prophesy. Matter of fact, let me get two precepts. I'll go in the blue letter here. Right? I were all prophets. Or maybe a better title for the lesson is not a better title would be not all Israelites are true prophets. I'll say it like that. Trying to find a specific scripture. Okay, here we go. Numbers 11 and 29. Numbers 11 and 27. It says, "And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, or Yahawashi the son of Nun, because Joshua and Yahawashi is the same name, the servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, My Lord Moses, forbid them." Lord just means superior here. "And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake? Would the Most High that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord will put his spirit upon them. And Moses gat him into the camp, he and the elders of Israel." So let me read this here. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can pull this out. Okay. Okay. All right. The CSB. Right, and this is after Joshua. Well, let me go to the CSB, read the chapter, what I just read. Numbers 11 and 27 in the CSB Bible. A young man ran and reported to Moses, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Joshua, son of Nun, assistant to Moses since his youth, responded, Moses, my Lord, stop them. But Moses asked him, are you jealous on my account? If only all the Lord's people were prophets, and the Lord would place his spirit on them. Then Moses returned to the camp along with the elders of Israel. So there are specific times when the Lord is going to put his spirit upon certain Israelites to prophesy. Moses here said that he wished all the Israelites, all the men were prophets of the Lord. You know? But is that true? No, it's not. It's not necessarily true. Okay? So now the next precept that I want to get, right, in the New Testament, where it says covered to prophesy. Let me see, covered to prophesy. And that's a great spiritual gift. Okay, I'm in the CSB. Okay, so let's go back to the KJV. 1 Corinthians 14 and 39. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues. What does this mean here? What does this mean? Let's go to another Bible. Yeah, I read the same version that I read before. Oh, you know what? Let me see, because different versions. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. CSB. So then, my brothers and sisters, be eager to prophesy. Now, how do sisters prophesy? They have visions, and they relate those visions to the men, and the men interpret those visions or those dreams. They see, they have dreams of things to come, but they don't go to the camp and speak. Now, it says, be eager to prophesy, and do not forbid speaking in tongues, which speaking in tongues is other languages, not blah, 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 blah. Okay? Not speaking gibberish. Tongues is talking about other languages. You can find that in the book of Acts, the 2nd chapter. They weren't speaking gibberish. They were speaking other languages. That's written. So now I read this because I was watching some of this video here, skipping around, listening to this brother here from Prophecy Ministries. And he does teach the name of Yahawashi. Okay? Yahawah and Yahawashi. And I want you to listen to this, what he's saying here. I'll play it. This is fair use. I'm not making any money. This is, of course, for edification and education only. All right? I'm not sure if a brother may have a 501c3 or not. Anyway, let me play this here.
We know that the tribulation is how long? That's what I like to hear. Did nobody say 15 or 7? We know that the tribulation is 3.5 years. And if you know that there is no rapture, you know that you're not getting poofed from here to there, then you also know you're going to have to leave out of Babylon on foot. You're going to have to walk. How did Moses get out of Egypt? On foot. They all left on foot. You're not any different. You're going to have to leave on foot. So you need to start getting prepared for that. If we believe in 100% faith that this thing is going to happen, then we need to stop acting like the end is not coming and start preparing for it. Does that make sense? All right. Raise your hand if you set aside any food. I know. I've been to your house. Okay, good. You got some food set aside? Yeah. What about extra deodorant? You got deodorant? How about that?
So you hear So you hear this guy saying that, well, number one, he's talking about the rapture, which rapture just means to take by force. It goes back to the word rape. Okay, rapture. Anita Baker had that song, "Caught Up in the Rapture of Love," meaning she was overtaken by the love of that she had. And then we spoke about the 3.5 years. I'm gonna have to make this quick. The 3.5 years is not a literal 3.5 years. There isn't a 7-year tribulation. But you hear him, mostly speaking about preparing for food and then having to leave Babylon by walking. That is one of the stupidest things that you can tell your congregation. All right? We're not leaving Babylon by walking. And storing up food, preparing food is not going to save you or deliver you. See, you have a lot of false teachers and a lot of false prophets in Israel today that are starting up churches. They watch the One West camps, but then they teach according to their own belly, according to their own heart, come up some other way. As you can see, he has dreadlocks. Israel having dreadlocks is not a custom of our people. That is a heathen Elamite East Indian custom. We had braids. Now, if you had braids, cornrows, that's one thing, but dreadlocks, no. And especially, that long hair, those long locks. All right. Another thing, he's wearing a T-shirt and not a long garment, and that goes. A lot of Israelites that just put fringes on a T-shirt and think they're Israelites. No, our custom is to wear long garments. But let me get a precept, because he spoke about leaving Babylon on foot, preparing for food. Let me see here. Oh, okay. I want to get the right precept. So this is Micah 4:8 and 10. I'm sorry, 4 and 10. It says, "Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered." Now, the history, the Israelites went into Babylon, but we weren't delivered out of Babylon. We went into Babylon in the captivity, but you still had the Israelites in Jerusalem. It says, "There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies." So it says the Lord is going to deliver the Israelites out of Babylon the Great. Okay. Another good precept. So we're not going to walk. Right, because it says in verse 6, "In that day, saith the Lord Yahawah, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted." How is the Lord going to deliver the Israelites out of Babylon? Let's see, what is that? 1 Corinthians, is that the 15th verse? Oh, I'm sorry, this ain't the blue letter. Let me go to the blue letter. Let's go to the blue letter. Bear me 1 second. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. And let's see, caught up in the air. I want to make sure. Okay, First Thessalonians 4:17. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 15 is about resurrection of the dead to Yahawah. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. Well, I'll read verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahawah shall rise first. Yep, 1 Corinthians 15. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. So you got to watch out for these Israelite teachers that are speaking their own words and out of their own mouth and saying we got to flee and 430 years and we got to walk out of Babylon and prepare food and raiment to go on a long journey to the wilderness. A lot of these Israelites are false prophets. Not every Israelite is a prophet, a true prophet. Okay? So I just wanted to bring this out. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I just wanted to, bring this out because this came across my feed, and I didn't want, the spirit was on me, so I said, let me go ahead and just say something about what this guy's teaching on. But yeah, every Israelite isn't a prophet, man. Okay? The true prophet started with Great Millstone. There's the true doctrine of Yahawah by Sham Yahawashi. And that's how you're going to be edified and built up. So, hey, he knows the name, he knows he's teaching, but what he should do is go back, watch some GMS videos, and then he can teach his congregation the right way. Anyway, with that, I'll say shalom.